This is Crystal at the Rain Dance Ranch. It is Memorial Day, May 27th, 2024 in Chino, California, down here at the Rain Dance Ranch Lab. Woo! And I am super happy with the baby's breath because those are just nice filler flowers and so easy to grow. And I've got to look at my records. I can't remember if I planted all these seeds on February 15th or March 1st, but they've been planted at least since March 1st, possibly February 15th. And now at the end of May, we're finally getting the blooms. So it was still a little cold, and it's actually kind of been a little cold here. I mean, nothing like freezing, nothing close to freezing, but just, you know, not that nice heat that a lot of these plants like. But I think, you know, they all got really good starts, like especially these zinnias. I'm really hoping that they can take off once these sunflowers are done. One of them is really going, and it probably gets a pretty good amount of shade right there too. I'm kind of wondering how those zinnias would have done had I not allowed these taller ones to grow. And now it looks like some of these are multi-flowered, and they are the black seed oil or black oil sunflowers. But there are some of these that gave me multiples. Yeah, there's one right there. Right, I got multiples coming on that one, and that's supposed to be a black seed that only has one flower, or maybe they're just one of those kinds that just every once in a while will have the multiples, but most of the time they're singles. I don't know, but I got 3 of them that I see right now, and this one's already blooming, so that's kind of a nice surprise. Too bad that flower is facing the wrong way. Of course, I guess if you're on the other side. And this one is real interesting. The leaves look like there's some kind of problem with this one, but it looks like it's gonna flower real nice. It seems real strong. And I wanna leave these stems in after the flower expires so that I can put some strings in to help support the zinnias because they need support, and I'm just going to try it because what a great way to not have to put sticks in or run around and find some sticks because the zinnias do better when they have like string support. Was this one a multi? No, these are all singles. Okay. I don't even know if my camera is getting what I'm looking at, but I'm gonna be cutting some of this baby's breath. So look at this nice long stem I'm gonna be able to get. I mean, that's just amazing. What a great cut flower. I'm so glad I have a bunch more of those seeds. I cannot wait to put together a flowering arrangement with these. Okay, and then this lettuce thing is just going gangbusters, and it's about to flower, so let's pop that off. I tried it. It was super bitter. And again, I don't know if I was able to determine if this was that basil or not, but yeah, this is the lemon basil. Smells super good. I'm looking forward to seeing what the flowers on that look like, and I may plant some more. Here we go with the strawberries. Those plants, I don't know if I'm gonna get anywhere with those peppers. I should have donated them a long time ago, but just life, that's all I'm gonna say. My peppermint's looking good, or actually I think that's spearmint, which I love. Probably gonna take some of these pots today. But look at that pink. I don't know how that got there. And it looks like there's gonna be more. Oh, sorry. But I wanna keep that one going. And I mean, these white things are super pretty too. I don't know what they are. The roses just do not, they can't take my style of gardening. I'm surprised at how good things are doing, but it's amazing how good things do in the ground versus in a pot. So, you know, it really does make a difference. You know, I love having these raised modular beds available for growing certain things. Like lettuces do really good in there, in those. And the basils do really good in those. Zucchini does really good in those. I'm just trying to think. Tomatoes do pretty good. There's a lot of stuff that does good in those containers, but boy, the ground makes the plants so much easier to take care of, especially if you live in a place where there's some degree of rainfall, which we had a lot of this winter. If you haven't seen any of my other videos, there was the Santa Ana Project, I think it's called, here in the LA, greater LA area. And they did a cloud seeding effort, a pilot program they called it, that started last November 2023. And we had a lot of rain. I mean, I hardly had to water. And so it was nice. I mean, unlike of all of the things that they don't ask us permission for and that they don't know the consequence of, that could affect the world as we know it, you know, I kind of don't mind that one. If that was all they did, I'd be like, all right, well, you know, every once in a while you got to take a little risk. So the rain will be off a little bit, you know. It's like we either don't have it or we have it or we have too much. I mean, no matter what, there's no perfection. You got to learn to roll with nature and roll with man messing with Mother Nature. So over here in the Native American garden, I planted this corn. I can't remember when exactly, but it's been a little less than a week now. About 3 days ago, I think. I tried to mound as much as I could, but hopefully that's enough of a mound. And you know, I wouldn't mind adding a little bit more corn and doing some succession with this. So if you haven't seen my video about when I planted these and all that, maybe check that out too. The chives are looking a little sad. So these are onion chives, and they should be getting the purple flowers, which these are my favorite. And I found a bunch of them sort of all over the place, a couple over here, and they quite a few lined up over here, and I wished I'd have left them. But it was a good experiment to see how they transplant. And even though these are heat-loving plants, it's still good. I'm glad I actually transplanted them and I can see what they do. While the weather was still not so hot. And today is like the first day of probably what's going to be consistently hot weather here in the LA area. And I don't know what it is, but it's definitely over 80. And it's totally tolerable. I mean, coming from Phoenix or anywhere where it's super humid. But, you know, you feel it. You know, you still got to watch the sun exposure. But man, it's nice in the shade. Your car isn't that hot, but if you don't have air conditioning, you're going to be all hot and sweaty. Not like Phoenix hot and sweaty, but you're going to be hot and sweaty if you drive more than 5 minutes in your car without air conditioning and you don't have a shady spot to park it in. And so, but if you got AC, you know, you hardly notice it and you're just like, it's just beautiful and amazing. I remember those days from Phoenix. when the weather was in the 80s and you still turned your AC on in the car and you were just like, this is just so tolerable, and you don't realize. Although I have to say that in Phoenix, the low 80s to maybe 85 is still cooler than out here, because we have a little more humidity here and I can tell the difference. That dry heat really matters. Okay, let's take a look at the butterfly habitat. Let's take a walk around. Now, I don't think they have these plants marked, but look at how cute this is. A little pink and white. I don't know what it is. Somebody here may know. Somebody watching may know. Aw, look at the hollyhocks. Gotta love those. We got man down. So these probably could stand some staking. If I had some stakes, I'd love to do it. This is a basil. Look at all these flowers, and the bees are going nuts. I wouldn't mind trimming that off a little bit. Some kind of poppy here. I mean, look at these. What? This is a flower arrangement dream come true. I gotta get these. Look how tall they are. Oh my gosh, I love those. I can't wait to see what the flowers look like. So we'll get some blooms here. But these poppy heads, or the poppy seed heads, I guess is what they are really great in flower arrangements. And I can't remember what somebody said this was, but I think it's some kind of a butterfly bush. And I am in love with this beautiful sort of magenta color. And I'm not sure what this is. It looks like a magenta bee balm or something. This looks like Achillea. Super pretty. I do love those. Another great flower for flower arrangements. Oh, and there's another one of those butterfly plants. Super pretty. It kind of, the leaves look like sage. They might make really nice greenery in a flower arrangement. I might ask about taking cuttings from here. Or maybe make a flower arrangement from, you know, these fallen flowers, or something that just needed to be trimmed off anyways, and try to do a flower arrangement and just leave it here. But I need to get a pot. It's going to take some planning. I can only do so much. And what is this? The honeysuckle, I'm guessing. Some kind of honeysuckle bush, which I'm not familiar with. I'm only familiar with one honeysuckle plant, the Cape honeysuckle, which is an interesting plant. Not my all-time favorite, but it has redeeming qualities. So, sunflower, yay. Hobbit, yay. Pink, baby blush, pinkish, purplish, tinted baby's breath on a long, long stem. I'm in love with this plant. So yeah, I'm gonna be cutting that off, and we'll see how then that plant does. Is it gonna start blooming again if I cut it off, or is it just one bloom and done? So it's really a good thing that I scattered a lot of them here. All right, these are all the things you need to think of when you are gardening. And oh, the other thing is, if you were going to cut this is probably almost ready to cut, or it is ready to cut. So there's probably a lot of videos about it, and I'm so sorry I don't have the correct answer, but I would probably wait another day or two and then cut it. I'm tempted to cut it now just to experiment, and I may do that. But I may wait another day or two. All right, Crystal from the Rain Dance Ranch. Please enjoy the sunflowers this summer. They're so easy and so rewarding. And when it rains, go out and dance.